students, welcome to my channel English Today. We already had a detailed session on modals. In today's class, we are going to learn about the rules on modals for competitive examination. Now, let us recap. What are modal verbs? They are used to express ability, possibility, permission and obligation in different situations. Okay. Now, list of the modal verbs are can, could, may, might, ought to, must, have to, will, would, shall and should. Oh, so far we are very clear. But how to use them, where to use them correctly is the lesson today. Okay, now rule number 1 says that use base form of the verb after modal. What is the base form of the verb? Suppose you take the verb learn, that's the base form. Learned, learnt are the change forms of the verb learn. See, saw, past tense, seen, past participle. These are different forms of the verb, but the base form or the root verb is like, play, see, learn, read, write, etc. Now, as per the rule 1, we have to use the base from the verb after the modal. Now, these modal verbs or the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs are used before the base form of the verb, and you should not use the verbs in different other forms. For example, she would like to join us. Here, would is a modal verb, can is also a modal verb, like is the base form of the verb, or this is V1, and come is again V1. This is the base form of the verb. You take any other verb, for example, you should do that, you should buy a pen. Okay, so you are using only the base form or the V1 of the verb. Now rule number 2 says don't change it in any tense. You know that we have 12 tenses. Each tense has got a different form of the verb. For example, I like apples. I liked apples. That means not now, in the past. I will like apples in future. I have not tasted it. People are saying that apples are very tasty, so I will like apples. So these are the 3 forms of the verb. For example, I gave you. Actually, there are 12 tenses. But modal auxiliaries, you should not change it in any tense. For example, he can dance. He can dances is a wrong sentence. When we learned the present tense, we understood that for the third person singular, we have to add yes to the verb. Okay? But when you use these modal verbs, you should not change the V1 or the base form of the verb, whether it is the first person or the second person or the third person. So he can dance, he can dances is a wrong statement. Okay. Now let's go to rule number 3. Rule number 3 says when you want to express a negative statement, use only not after the in the sentence, that is before the auxiliary or the modal verb. For example, you should not smoke here. That means you are not allowed to smoke here. Okay, you should not say that. You don't should smoke here is a wrong statement. So you should not use don't, doesn't, isn't, aren't, wasn't, won't, or have to before, after the auxiliary verb. So you have to use only not after the auxiliary to express a negative statement. Just recap the 3 rules. Rule number 1, use base form of the verb given after the modal. Rule number 2, don't change it in any tense. Rule number 3, use not, but don't use don't, doesn't, isn't, aren't, wasn't, won't, have to. Okay, these are the 3 basic rules you should understand to click your competitive examinations, because they will ask you to either choose the best option or the correct sentence. Hope you understood that class. If you like my video, please click the like button, share it to your friends and subscribe to this channel. All the best. Thank you.